All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Tit Talk, the most titillating podcast you've ever heard. And I'm here with the Queen of Kush, Rose. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I haven't talked to you or seen you. I feel like I haven't seen you in like a year.
Oh my God, yeah. I feel like I haven't seen you in a really, really long time.
I don't travel much. I'm looking forward to the next couple months to be able to like get out there and like go to things.
Come to XBiz.
I am.
Okay, perfect.
Literally booked the hotel yesterday, but I think I'm going to get this Airbnb like down the street from it instead.
Definitely do that. A lot better for like shooting stuff.
Well, I was like, I kind of panicked because they keep sending out all these messages being like, hotels are sold out, this and that. And I was like, I don't want to be on the hook for an Airbnb if nobody's going to split it with me. Let me just get a place, because I was like, I can always cancel the hotel. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I found one. It says it's a 10-minute walk, which I feel like in the morning would be fine, but in the afternoon, I'll be like sweating and be like, I don't want to walk.
Yeah, but it'll be a cheap Uber.
Yes, exactly. It's like a 5-minute Uber. So I think that's going to be the plan, but I'm excited.
Perfect. That's super perfect.
So let's talk about XBiz, because you won a big award last year, and I want to know, how has it changed your life?
My award is next to me. It's literally sitting on my little table next to me. I look at it every day.
You should show everybody what you look at every day. You look at your award, like winning an Emmy. Like, this is your Emmy.
I love it so much.
Oh, that's really cute.
It's been everything. It's been so crazy. I've had a lot of more people like recognize me. Like when I went to Avian, I was running the booth with Brianna. It was so crazy. Since I'm a home person, I like live at home with my grandma, aunt, cousins. I don't think of myself as a porn celebrity or anything like that. So when I go to events and people are like, oh my God, you're Rose. Oh my God, I saw that you won. I'm like, thank you. Yes, thank you. Me, cool to you. What?
Oh my God, that is kind of weird. That first moment, you're like, okay, taking it in.
It has to, like, it takes me a while when I go out of town and like I see like the industry people and I see like I interact with fans. It's always so strange for me because like 100% that, oh my God, oh, my phone just glitched out. I'm so sorry.
You're okay.
So sorry. I don't know what my phone just did. It literally turned off. I don't know.
Just excited. You're excited. Your phone's excited.
My phone is too excited. Yeah, so it's so strange meeting fans and then coming home and then I'm like nobody at home and then I'm like a cool person at events. It's so strange.
Yeah, does your family know anything about what you do for a living?
Yeah, they know what I do.
Okay, great.
They know what I do. They know.
I was gonna say, because I mean, like, living with them, like, it might be cool to tell some of them. Most of my friends and family know what I do now, but there's a few people that I'm like, you don't need to know. You wouldn't understand.
that I'm pretty sure my whole family knows. Word spreads.
Right.
And I found out last year that word spread a little too quick. Oh yeah, I had cousins come up to me, like my mom's cousins. I grew up with her. Basically my aunts come up to me. Hey, so I heard that you do this because I had a cousin of mine. He knows someone in the industry, and the guy in the industry told him, and it was so crazy for a little bit. Yeah.
No, it's part of this because you're from Miami.
Yeah.
Florida. So like you live there, you work there. That is one of the like top places to be in the industry. So it like you can't escape it.
No. No, it was tell everyone or like not do it at all. So I balls to the wall. I'm all for everything.
I love it. Like when I first met you, I was just like, I don't know her, but like she hustles. So I respect that. And like you really are one of the like hardest working women I've met on set of your work.
Thank you.
Who are like there to work. And I think that's amazing. But like, so my big question for you is like, did you just like turn 18 and say, I want to, get into the adult industry? Or like, did you ever have a real job? Like tell me more about you before.
So I did have a real job. I was actually a kindergarten assistant teacher before. Oh my God, my phone again. Before I joined the industry, I was a kindergarten assistant teacher.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
why I froze. I
It's
don't know if
fine.
you can still see me. I'm sorry.
I can see you. I mean, it's funny because your hair is doing like a. Do you want to exit and read your? Oh, there you are. You're back. Okay.
So sorry. My phone is really going crazy right now.
It's okay. Oh my God,
Yeah, so I was a kindergarten assistant right before I did porn. And I actually quit my job as a teacher because I had put in like a request. Okay, so backstory, because it's not all gonna make sense. I was a kindergarten assistant teacher along with being like the head teacher for their after school program.
Okay.
And I put in a request to go to a music festival in November, and it's a small private school, so everyone knew everybody. Most of the teachers had been there since the school started. Favoritism and nepotism is a thing, so a lot of the other teachers were requesting time off during around the same time. And the principals, the ladies that ran the school, decided to give them the opportunity instead of me, and they wanted me to stay there for whatever, the director that was going to come and check everything out or whatever. And I didn't want to do that. So I quit my job and I was unemployed for like 2 months until I started my OnlyFans January 2020.
Okay. That's when it was really like blown up for sure.
It was insane.
Wow. So you were just like, well, screw this. Having a real job isn't very fun and like not fair. And you're just like, all right, I'm going to go do it.
Yeah. I was like, this is not cool. Cause there was like 3 other teachers that requested the same weekend. And I had put mine first. I had put mine all the way back in August.
Yeah. But they're like, no, they've been here longer. So yeah, no.
They're like,
totally.
No, we need you. You're the head teacher. I was like, oh, well, I quit.
And look at you now on this.
Yeah. I'm like, I make triple that salary. Doesn't even compare.
Right. Did you ever think like, oh, I like could do that one day, or like when you were younger, or did you just always, you were just like, you know what, let me give this a try? Like, how did you get introduced to the idea?
Well, I've been always interested. That was always the butt of my joke, since I've always been a more promiscuous child and everything. I was a little curious.
Right.
I was always the butt of my joke. I always, since elementary school, way back when, because I used to watch The Girls Next Door all the time. That was my favorite show.
Oh,
so
right.
My joke was always, I'm gonna be a stripper. I'm gonna be a porn star. Fuck everything. I'm gonna be a porn star. I'm gonna be a stripper. And little did I know that it was gonna be real. I manifested it without like intentionally wanting to manifest.
I've always said I would like to make money off my big boobs, but like never knew how to do it without, like risking job and family and all of that. Like, yeah. I always had that thought and was like, I could never be a dancer. Like, that's not for me, like that one-on-one in person. But I was like, so I never thought about this as a career, but I've always said, I'm like, I want to do my own thing one day. I don't want to have a normal job. Like, I don't want to I did the normal job thing, but I was always like, I want to do my own thing somehow. And I was like, I got a real estate license and like tried other things that I was like, nope, this is it, doing this. I don't think I ever would have done it if like I didn't get laid off during COVID for sure. But now I'm like, oh no, this is it. It's like you make so much more money from this. So
yeah, COVID really changed the whole industry up though.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh yeah, I'm sure. And now you have a whole bunch of people who like, you had that like influx of people who are like, oh yeah, I'm going to do OnlyFans, and then like went back to normal life. And I'm like, nope, this is normal life right now. This is the normal life.
Yeah, I had way back when, the pandemic first started, that everyone was wanting to join OnlyFans. I had a group of friends. I'm not, I don't really talk to them too much anymore, but like I had a group of friends that, one of the girls really, really wanted to try doing it. And she was like, I really want to do OnlyFans because it's not porn. It's not porn. It's content creating. And I'm like, babe, you're getting naked in front of a camera. It's porn. So you need to figure out if that's what you want to do with your life. Like, if that's not what you want for yourself, don't do it.
You're still doing. It's so funny. It's like people are always. I mean, whenever somebody is like, "Oh, you're a porn star," I'm like, "No, I'm not." I'm like, "No, these women over here that do all these." I'm like, because I look at people that shoot for. I've never shot for a studio really, so it's like, I'm like, no, that is like some stuff. Like But as a content creator, you have a lot of control over what you get to do. Like we are in charge of everything. And I really like that aspect of it. So that's why I always say is like, I'm an adult content creator. Like I have to plan it. I have to be prepared to shoot it. I have to be prepared to edit. I have to promote it. I have to do all of the things that a studio does for you when you work for a studio. So that's why I'm like, people are like, no, that's like so easy. Like it's not I mean, it's sometimes it's really easy work, but I'm like, the type of work that you're doing is just different. And like, I'll be like, people will be like, I'm like, I had a really busy day. People are like, what would you do? I'm like, I was live on TikTok for 3 hours and like was by the pool in a bikini the entire time and like made TikToks and went live. And they're like, how is this how you make money? And I'm just like, this is my job now. This is where the fans are.
Yeah.
They click the link, they follow the breadcrumbs over to my OnlyFans. And that's how they do it. So it's just like, I understand why people say things like, oh, that's like not the same. And I'm like, it's basically the same, but there are like a few kind of differences. But if you have that mindset, like I agree with you. Because when the moment comes when you're trying to shoot with other people, it was like, you've got to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Like we met at Girls Gone Wireless. And
Yes.
I joke that that's porn camp. When I tell my friends where I'm going for the weekend, I'm like, I'm going to porn camp. I'm learning how to do all this. And
I'm sorry, I can't hear you anymore. For some reason, my phone is like so low and I have it up all the way. I can't hear you. I was like, what is she saying right now? Give me 1 second to grab.
Okay.
Oh. This is
we're gonna see. Now it's a little bit more like. She'll be right back for the whole one person that's watching right now.
Oh my god. My phone is being the most.
Better? Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh my god, I can hear you so perfect now. Oh my goodness.
Okay. So no, I was kind of saying like when I tell my friends like where I'm going for the weekend, I'm like, I'm going to porn camp, and now they know exactly what that means.
Oh, me and my brother call it something else. Me and my brother have a similar thing, but when I go out of town, we call it the fuckathon.
Oh, well, I also call it BBC Fest. But
that's a good one.
BBC Fest.
That's a good one. I need to start calling it that one.
I'm like, no, I'm going to learn how everything works. And after 8, so they were like, oh my God. I'm like, no, really, this is like where I kind of learned to do everything because it's such a mix of people, right? It's like people that are like, no, I'm a content creator. Like I used to be a teacher. Now I do this. And then there's people that are like industry veterans where you're like, oh no, they're going to teach you everything there is to know.
Oh yeah. They're the industry vets that've been in this industry for years and years and years. Oof. They're crazy.
Like, are you going to stick with this for a long time, do you think?
I really want to. I would prefer to stick with this as long as humanly possible. I want to do other stuff. Like I want to open my own business one day. I want to open my own YouTube channel. I want to do all that stuff, but I want to stay doing this as long as my schedule will allow me to do this.
Yeah. Now,
like until I can't.
Now, when you say you want to like open a business and stuff one day, like what do you think you want to do?
Oh, I want to do a weed business.
Oh, well, that makes. Listen, this is a great way for you to get a fan base for your product, right?
That was exactly my thought process.
What's your you're not the first model I've heard say that, but I feel like this is really who you are as a human being on this earth.
Oh yes.
What are the rules in Florida? What's legal in Florida?
So we're not legal. Our legislation is trying to push it because they do see how well it does do in like California and Vegas, in Colorado. They do see how much it boosts their like economy. So we do really want to push it. But since this is a red state and it is still very conservative up in the north region of Florida rather than like, South Florida, you know, it's not legal here. It is still medicinal, but we do have a like little, they did put up like when we get to vote again for recreational legalization, they did send out like a or post up whatever they did, something like that. I read it like an article of all the rules they're gonna let Florida have, and it's more lenient than I've ever seen. We can have like 6 plants. You can have up to
Oh
like
wow.
you can have like a pound on you. Like it's so lenient. It's so lenient here. They really want to push for it because they see how well it could do here. From people, everyone smokes down here in Miami. I've never not met anyone that has not smoked at least once in their life. So
Yeah.
I think it would be really good here, but since it's so conservative up top and that the majority, we're so small down here that we can only do so much,
Yeah. No,
that
I
it
get
really
it.
throws everything off.
Texas is similar, but I think eventually Texas will realize how much money they can make off of it. And then like we have all the Delta products, Delta 8, 9, 10, whatever. Like you can do
Yeah, we do too.
like that's fine. But they're here in Austin, it's like everybody smokes in Austin. Everybody's very it's just like being in California. And like the cops really do kind of like turn their head the other way because they have much bigger problems to deal with
Yeah.
most of the time. But again, it's Texas. It's very conservative, like a lot of like opinions about it. But like Austin is like the fastest growing city, I feel like, in our country now. So like it
Oh,
is
awesome.
definitely like I don't know if Austin can do it on its own, but I think Texas likes money. These old rich white men like
They
money.
love it.
And
They love it.
so I think when they figure out, oh, we can make a lot of money, eventually they'll do it. So, but I
I
love
feel like
this.
that too.
I think even if you had to like stick within those parameters of Florida, you could still figure out a way to do it for real.
Yeah, of course. As long as I know that I could start a business here, like I could sell papers, I can sell grinders. Like I know I could start a business here.
I
Yes, girl.
love that. And that's what you can be like selling at all these big conferences and events and
Vending machine.
things. I
I
love
saw
that.
I saw one in Vegas in their mall. And since then I said that is the coolest shit I've ever seen. It was a full vending machine stocked up with all the weed stuff. I had a backwoods, a row of backwoods, a row of Dutches, a row of pipes, a row of grind. I'm like, me too. And vending machines are so cheap. Like expensive, really good ones that are high tech are like $1,500 at most.
I love this. I love this. I didn't know you were like this little entrepreneur. This is amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm a businesswoman, and I tell my family that first and foremost, I am a businesswoman. Despite anything I do, I am a businesswoman.
So, like, I mean, you are, again, like you started doing this young, you're making a
Yeah,
lot of money for a young person. So, for anybody else who's like, thinking about getting into it and is also just kind of like they're, maybe they didn't go to school and maybe they're like, I hate this. I want to do this. Like, what kind of advice would you give them knowing that it's like you got some big goals and like you're still living at home too and everything. So it's like, you're like,
yeah.
I hope you're saving a bunch of money to open this business one day.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. That the business has always been my goal. I prefer living at home because why
Oh,
would I want to spend why would I want to spend the money on rent when I have my own I live in the efficiency in the yard. I have my own space. I have my own kitchen. Yeah, like I pay my grandma rent, but I don't really consider that anything because I only pay her $500. Like that's really nothing.
yeah. Your expenses are like so low. So, like, if other people, I'm trying to think of like what was like that big moment for you where you're like, holy shit, I just made a ton of money this month and this is like life changing, and you're like, I don't even know what to do with myself right now.
Ooh. Oh, when I would travel every month for me and Kendra would travel together and we would travel for 2, 3 weeks at a time every month. Every month. And I had money to spare. I was not sparing it though. I was being very dumb with it.
Okay.
I'm better now. I'm better now. I'm a budget binder. But being that was my first I've never had that amount of money, I went bonkers. I bought everything. I bought camera equipment. I bought stuff, for my business, but I
Okay.
splurged way more than I should have on ring lights, on stuff, on lingerie, on things to do. Where should I pay like a hotel to pay to go take some pictures? I used to, yeah, I would spend money on everything.
I
I
think
like everything.
no, I totally get it. And I think that's part of like doing this, and people don't understand how much money you actually have to put into it to like be good at it. Like
Oh
you
yeah.
can easily spend a ton of money, like setting up your own shoots, hiring professionals. Like there's so it like you could easily spend a couple $1,000s like every time you're like, I'm gonna shoot
Oh
something.
yes.
I'm a fan
Even
of
for expos, that expos, like even for an expos or an exotica that's here in Miami, I
Mhm.
spend nothing, like minimum $1,000 I'm spending.
I know. I am hoping that I think I'm going to go to Exotica Chicago. And I was like looking at like, okay, how much is it if I just attend and walk around in? Because I've never been. And I'm like, let me
Yeah.
see what it's all about. And then it's like, how much is it going to be if I actually do the booth and everything? But I'm like, okay, let's see if this is going to be worth it. But I agree with you. It's like not just the travel, but like we've got to look good. We've got to, you know, have all those promotional things that people, fans want
Yeah.
from us. Like it's really expensive. And like, I think what you were saying about like investing in equipment and lighting and stuff, that's what people should be doing. Cause like a good ring light will last you a long time, hopefully. If you treat it well.
Oh, yes. I've broken a few ring lights in my days.
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. I've got my like look, oh, you're gonna laugh. Hold up. I've got one right here. Look at this duct tape. Look at all
Oh, I
this.
love it. I have a few super glued ones. Don't even. I have super glued ones.
Like, oh, it's so ghetto. But I was like, it's just at home. You know what I mean? I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like if I'm at home.
Yeah,
That's
that's exactly how I feel. I'm not even using a ring light. I'm using literally like my vanity mirror on a cat tree.
well, it looks good. You look properly lit.
Innovation.
You have to learn to be like, oh, lighting is my friend. This is what makes you look good.
Hells
Now,
yes.
okay, so there are a lot of event stuff coming up. What are you definitely going to be at this year?
Definitely gonna be at expos. Definitely gonna do Exotica Miami, Exotica Jersey. I went to my first Exotica Jersey last year. 10 out of 10. Best
Oh,
one I've ever been. Oh yeah, if you haven't gone to Jersey, you're missing out. It's so
everyone
good.
is New Jersey, and I haven't been to any of them, so I'm thinking Chicago and New Jersey.
10 times bigger than Miami.
Okay.
100 times bigger than Miami. So good.
That's so weird to me though, because there's so many people there that are work in the industry. Like, I guess maybe from a fan perspective, it's not as exciting because you're like, we see porn stars at Target every day. Like,
True. I had a lot of fun though. Like when I went to the Jersey one, I was getting stopped like every 5 seconds by like someone, yeah, like a talent trying to talk to set up a shoot or a fan wanting to chit chat, talk, take a picture. I was stopped every 5 seconds. Like it took me an hour or like an hour or two to get from the front to the back of the venue, and then an hour or two to move from the back to the front of the venue.
wow.
Yeah, it's a big venue and so many people, and obviously everyone in the industry is so friendly. So everyone goes up to you, "Hey, I'm blah person, like let's do something." Got my social media, and then you chit chat. Like it's so good.
Oh, well, you're getting me all excited. I just keep thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I really want to go, and I know I should go, and I haven't been to one. Like expos, I've loved, but it's a totally different vibe. Like it's the business of it all.
Yeah, yeah. I go to expos to take notes. I'm such a nerd. I take my little binder and I write all my notes down. I got a lot of notes that were really helpful in my on my OnlyFans last year. So
Yes.
this year I'm really excited to go back in and write more notes and make sure that I know what I'm doing when it comes to like, my job. I like to educate myself. I like to know what I'm doing. I don't like to be dumb. Like I like to understand my job.
Right. Well, it's also like when you start and you don't know anybody, it is hard to figure out what you're doing. Like I think when I first started, it took me like 2-3 months, and then I started to be like, oh, this is how this stuff works. Because I'm just posting on Twitter and I'm like in Facebook groups, and I'm like, there's like I know there's more out there to help me. And then I got on Telegram and I found like the Tribe of MILFs, and I was like, oh, these are my people. This is where I'm supposed to be. And then it's like social media started to get bigger. That's where people start reaching out to me. And I Like it was definitely me just trying to like do stuff on my own for like a year and being like, I'm not really sure what the hell I'm doing, but I'm trying. And like it was fun. I was making some money, but like the difference of like talking to people and going to these things and learning from other people and like instead of doing it on your own is like, I mean, the amount of money is like 5 times the amount of money I make now versus five.
Oh my God. Yes. I'll never forget the first year I did porn. I'll never fucking forget it. I used to document everything too at that. Like I used to have a little notebook that I used to write down every day, like what I made, like on FaceTime calls or whatever. And it would be like pocket change, like to me, what I made back then. And I thought it was good money because I didn't have no job. Like I had no money, period.
I made a couple $100
So
a day.
I
Like,
would make like $200 in a month. In a whole month, I would make $200 and be like, "Ching, we big ballin', $200."
oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, that is exciting the first time when you're like, oh, I made a couple $100. I think I made $200 my first month. And then by my third month, I was making $2,000 a month. And I was like, okay. Like,
I didn't know what I was doing when I started. I really I didn't have no industry friends. I just went in blind, completely blind.
yeah.
I didn't know shit.
I mean, a lot of people I think kind of start like that. And then they're like, oh, and then we find each other. Like we make
Yes.
friends in the community and like figure it out. But yeah, I mean, I'm the only person I know in my real life that does this for a living.
Oh, definitely. I'm the only person in my personal life that I know that does this. Everyone else has like, like a regular job.
Yeah. Like, okay, so like I know you're a hustler. You're like looking at the numbers, you're doing, you're planning your events and everything. What's a normal day like for Rose? Like, what do you do most days?
I work most days, almost every day. I give myself a good maybe 2 days off a month.
Okay. Oh, we lost you again. Rose just doesn't like us. She keeps trying to leave. I don't know what's going on. There you are.
Someone called.
Oh,
So yeah, someone called me.
it's okay.
So I was trying to reject them. I was like, bye.
Yeah, like goodbye. So you only give yourself 2 days off a month?
For the most part, sometimes only one. Because I'm a one-woman show. I do everything myself. I work all my OnlyFans. I work all my sites myself. I do all my social media posting, all my graphic designing, all my editing. I do everything. I'm a one-woman show. So no days off. Wake up, coffee, shower, take care of the cats, clean the house, do my dishes, start my job, work, whatever, the 3, 4, 5 hours I have to work, then plan the next day. What am I going to do the next day? Write on my plan and organize the rest of the month.
I love how organized you are and how like specific you are with what you're doing because so many people don't have that willpower, to be honest. Like you kind of know what you have to do, but you're like, no, that's the teacher in you. That's the teacher in you. That's what that is. Oh my
It's the OCD in me. I can't do it. Everything has to be written down. It's the ADHD. If not, I'll forget it. I'll whole ass forget everything. Like if it's not written down on a paper. I have sticky notes all over everywhere with like habit trackers to make sure I keep up with my habits, washing my face at night, brushing the teeth, washing the dishes every day. I have to make sure I am in check because if not, I will fall apart.
I actually love that. I definitely think I have some undiagnosed ADHD at times because I'm like, oh, I forgot that. Like when people are asking, where's my custom? I'm like, oh, right. I have a few of these I have to be doing because I'm like, social media stuff is like second nature to me. But then some of these other things where I'm like, oh, right. I've got to do that. I've got to do that. But I totally hear you. It's like, wake up, walk the dog, do all the things, and then be like, what do I need to do today? And it's just like this different. I heard another like creator say it best, and he said, every day is like the weekend, but I work every day.
Exactly how I feel. I say that all the time to my family because most days I don't know what day of the week it is. Sorry, yeah, most days I don't know what day of the week it is. So, yeah, every day is a weekend, but I do work every single day. I take my time every day. It's not like I'm rushing myself to make sure I get everything done, but I'm very lenient with myself because I do work every day. So I take my time. Like, don't get me wrong. I sit up every morning 5, 6 hours just scrolling on TikTok, waiting to take a shower and waiting to get my ass up. Like, I take my time.
It is amazing how much time I waste on TikTok every day. It's and
I
now
waste my life on TikTok at all times. Addicted. I'm so addicted.
oh, it's not even the addiction. It's just like that's what makes me money. So that's why I keep going back to it. I'm like, just sit here and look pretty. I can do that. I can
And then
sit.
what's worse is that I justify it. I'm like, oh, this is for work. I'm trying to gather sounds so I can do them later.
Yeah,
That's how I justify it to myself. I'm like, oh, this is fine. This is work.
oh, but they'll look at the phone. I'll be like, oh my god, I've been just scrolling TikTok for like almost an hour. I've got to put this down and like go do anything else.
Literally. My eyes will start to burn, and then I'm like, all right, I think it's time.
I'm with you though. It's like you're like, oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. It's definitely. I try to make sure that it's like Tuesdays is obviously the podcast day. Tuesdays and Thursdays I try to make my content days. So then it's like hair, makeup, do all the things. But the rest of the week, it's kind of like I'm like, okay, go to the gym, go live, like cook, go live. Like you get more of the general, like, what is she doing every day?
Oh, I have to start going live too. I think you're onto something for me. I think I gotta start going live.
You need to go live constantly.
I should. I do nothing.
The podcast is live now, so people can be like, live, repost it, all the places. That's part of the reason being like, okay, we're going to do live podcast interviews now for like, the two people that are watching at the moment, but then it lives on social media forever.
Yeah, it grows though. Like I obviously whenever you start like a little live, there's always like two people on, and then it grows.
Exactly.
I always have it grow after a little bit, like at least 10 minutes, and then it starts to like build up.
Exactly. Yeah, it definitely does. But I'm so okay. So you just had a big birthday. Let's talk about that for a minute. So, how old are you now? Oh my goodness.
I am 24.
Still such a baby. Oh my goodness.
24.
And you treated yourself to a little trip?
Okay, so let me tell you what happened because it's so aggravating.
Oh no.
So
okay.
I get on the day of my birthday, it was the day that I left for my cruise. So a week or two prior to the cruise, I called the concierge because it's my first cruise, like as an adult. I've gone to cruises like as a kid, but obviously you're not responsible for yourself. I was like 8. Obviously, I'm not responsible for anything. I'm 8. So I didn't know this is obviously my first adult cruise, and I was going by myself. So I called and I made sure, like, what documentations do I need to get on the boat or whatever. And she said, just an ID is okay. And I said, perfect. Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a good day. And I get to the port that day. My little backpack, and I bought so much shit. I bought like $600 worth of shit. Besides the fact that my room and stuff, like how much I paid for my cruise itself was $1,300. Besides the $600 that I spent on a new wardrobe, new shoes, accessories, everything. I went all out because it's for my birthday. I really wanted to, treat myself. I never go on vacation. I never give myself days off. I felt like I deserved a good day to, you show up for myself. I never do that. And I get to the port. I'm in line for an hour, and I get to the lady, and the lady goes, "Where's your birth certificate?" And I said, "I don't have one, ma'am. I don't have one with me." And she said, "Oh, you can't board the cruise unless you have one."
What?
Yeah. So I called my mom, and my mom doesn't even live here anymore. My mom moved to Georgia. So I call my mom, and I'm like, "Mom, do you have my birth certificate? I need a picture of it. I need something." Sends me a picture of my old passport. They're like, "I can't take your passport because we need it physically. Where's your birth certificate? We can take a picture of your birth certificate." I'm like, "I don't know where it is. My mom can't find it. They just moved, so she has boxes everywhere." She's like, "I can't find it." I could not get on my boat. And so I called. Yeah, the lady there was like, usually they give a refund when, you don't bring the documentation onto the boat. They'll literally refund you, or they'll book you on the next one. We have one leaving Thursday. Maybe when, you get your luggages that day, you come back and we'll just put you back on the next one. I said, okay, that sounds perfect, whatever. And I call like the customer service again. So I tell the customer service everything. I was denied boarding because of no birth certificate.
Yep.
The lady told me on the phone when I called originally, she said it was fine if I just wore an ID, and they had me calling every day for the whole week. Every day I called and yelled at them all week long because I'm like, I am not paying $1,300 for a mistake I did not make, that you guys made, that you were refusing to refund me for, because it's their policy. Their policy was no refund if if you brought them on documentation. I kept telling them. The lady told me it was fine to take my ID.
Yep.
This is not my fault. This is yours.
Yes.
And they were like, oh, we have to send it to the supervisor. They send it to the supervisor. The supervisor says apparently nothing like that was said. I said, well, can we listen to the call together? And they said, oh, no, that's not our policy, and it's our policy not to refund you. So sorry.
So they haven't, like, that's it.
Yeah, I'm not getting a refund. I spent $1,300 and didn't get to go on my cruise.
I would.
I am frustrated. Yeah.
Okay. I would absolutely continue to blast them on social media is probably what I would do next, to be like, what?
My mom told me to, and I'm just so nervous to do that because I don't want to like have that be on my reputation as a, like a sex worker or anything like that. Like, I don't want that in the public like that. I'm thinking I'm just going to take the L, swallow my pride, and keep it busted.
But that was, I mean, they should have been like, you need your passport, like specifically, just bring your passport. Everything is fine if you bring your passport. And I never bring my passport anywhere when I travel, unless I know I'm like, going somewhere. But oh my God, I'm so sorry I didn't go on your cruise. And
man, I was so frustrated. It was all good though. I mean, I've been like treating myself since then. I've been getting myself like little stuff I want to get. I've been getting myself like little things I like. Gave myself a day off the other day. I did nothing besides sit in my hot tub and drink alcohol. So I fulfilled my fantasy.
Maybe somebody listening will be like, you deserve that cruise. Maybe they'll take us both on a cruise. I think you would be a lot of fun on a cruise.
I wanted to vlog the whole cruise. It's the thing. I was going to do it more so. It was my day off, but as a businesswoman, I can't take a day off. I just don't know how to do it. Personally, I don't.
Anywhere you go, it's content. The only time, if I travel and I don't sneak in some content, it's
I feel like it's a fail. I'm like, why did I travel for? What did I have this beautiful room for?
Right. It's like if I'm home visiting my family, then I'm like, nope, not doing anything. But everything else, if I'm traveling anywhere, I'm like, no, content. My
whole cruise, because I was going by myself, so I was gonna vlog it for like my mini vlog for TikTok, and I was going to do a full vlog for YouTube and document the whole thing and, share my experience and, whatever and stuff like that. But yeah, I was very frustrated at that. But all good. I'll take myself on another cruise some other time.
It just wasn't meant to be. When stuff like that happens, I look at it as like, you know what, this just wasn't meant to be. I wasn't meant to be there. Something would have gone wrong. Something would have happened. So think of it that way.
My mom said the same thing, and so did my brother, and so did my grandma that same day.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody was like, something would have happened to you on that boat. So glad you're not there.
Was supposed to go to like a camping weekend festival kind of thing one time with friends, and I just like got a bad feeling about it before I went. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bail on this. Like, if you can sell my ticket, great. If you can't, it's like, I'm sorry, like that's fine. I'll eat the cost of the expensive like festival ticket for a weekend. And then sure enough, like the car broke down of my friends. They got stuck out of state for like an extra like 3 days and like had to pay, because they need a place to stay. They had to stay in hotels. They just needed a car fix, all this stuff. And I was just like, oh yeah, that would have been a bad situation to like be stuck and like, all this stuff happening. And I was like, so yeah, sometimes when things happen, it's like, it just wasn't meant to like happen.
It's the intuition. It's like the people up there letting you know, like, this was not the plan.
Yeah. I'm definitely spiritual. I believe in some of that stuff. Oh man, I think we could like sit and chit chat forever, but I want us to get to the special bonus feature, which will be a little bit more exciting. So let's say goodbye to everybody here, and then everybody, you know what to do if you want to see the special bonus feature. You've got to click the link in the bio, and all you've got to do is subscribe to one of us to see the next portion of the interview. Thank you, Rose. Bye, y'all.
Thank you. Bye.